I love Caitlin Clark. I love her too, y'all. She's a baller.
Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch. Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla Cardoso.
All right, buckle up, because the WNBA drama just hit a whole new level, and it's not happening where you might expect. Everyone's been talking about Caitlin Clark, her impact, her injury, and the chaos around the fever. But while the spotlight's been there, another storyline, arguably even more explosive and revealing, has been boiling over on the Chicago Sky. You've got two highly touted rookies, former rivals, now teammates, and instead of forming a dynamic duo, it looks like they're on a collision course, with one allegedly reaching her breaking point. The tension isn't just on the court, it's reportedly spilled into public comments, body language, and a team struggling so badly it's becoming a national punchline. You're tuned into Trial Scoop, and we're diving deep into the alleged meltdown in Chicago, where teammate praise for Caitlin Clark might just be the spark that ignites a full-blown civil war between Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese.
The most promising player in the league, apart from you. And that is obviously what she was asked. This is what she said to that. This is what she answered to that question.
Liga tirando você.
Caitlin Clark.
And the moment that reportedly sent tremors through the league and lit the fuse? It wasn't a missed shot or a bad call on the court. It was off court during an interview when Kamilla Cardoso was asked a seemingly simple question. Who is the brightest future star in the WNBA besides herself? Without hesitation, Cardoso reportedly delivered a confident two-word answer: Caitlin Clark. Think about the context. This wasn't just a candid remark, it was a public declaration of admiration for the player who has become Angel Reese's most prominent rival, a player Reese has publicly clashed with repeatedly, both on and off the court, ever since their high-profile college battles.
If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I am upset with how this offense is looking. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still need to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA. The Angel Reese shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss, shoot, miss experiment. Okay, this is where Kamilla Cardoso, look, pass it out. Look at Kamilla Cardoso on the bottom of your screen here. Pass it out, kick it out. Let me shoot a midi. How many attempts do we need at the same?
This bold statement from Cardoso wasn't just praise for a competitor. It was reportedly a subtle yet undeniably pointed dismissal of her own teammate, Angel Reese, who presumably sees herself as a top contender for that title of Future League star. Cardoso didn't back down, reportedly reaffirming her stance and highlighting Clark's unprecedented influence and her magnetic capacity to elevate entire leagues with her talent and popularity. This public declaration from one-star rookie praising the rival of her own teammate allegedly underscored a growing recognition across the league of Clark's dominance, but it also immediately hinted at deep underlying tensions and a potential rift within the Sky locker room, revealing just how fiercely some players are reportedly competing not just for on-court success, but for recognition, respect, and status within the league's new hierarchy.
Angel Reese had one of these double-doubles that doesn't translate to victories. And the WNBA is celebrating it today. And she put up one of the most baffling shots I've ever seen in my life last night. She literally put a shot up looking away from the basket and just flung it up over her head. All the while, she had perimeter shooters open, and Kamilla Cardoso, who, by the way, had a hell of a game last night, a hell of an efficient game last night, was come running in under the basket and doesn't give her the ball.
Adding fuel to the fire of this perceived internal conflict, the timing of Cardoso's comments couldn't have been more potent. Coming at a time when Angel Reese's own team, the Chicago Sky, was reportedly struggling badly, losing games, and failing to meet expectations, Cardoso's praise for the player who has overshadowed Reese since college reportedly felt particularly cutting. Consider the stark contrast in their situations. While Angel Reese's early preseason games reportedly drew fewer spectators than a high school practice, Caitlin Clark was selling out arenas worldwide, generating unprecedented buzz and revenue for the league.
Do you know that coming into this game, the Chicago Sky didn't have a single player averaging double figures? How the hell does that even happen? How the hell does that even happen? Y'all didn't have a single player averaging double figures. That is embarrassing. That is ridiculous. How are you even considered a professional team?
And the difference isn't just in star power or hype. It's reportedly showing up in the stats and on the court. Clark, the Indiana Fever's franchise cornerstone, even currently sidelined with injury, was reportedly averaging impressive numbers before her injury, helping her team stay competitive in a tough Eastern Conference. Meanwhile, Angel Reese has reportedly been struggling with efficiency, shooting a low percentage, turning the ball over frequently, and reportedly struggling to complete even basic post moves against defenders who are sometimes significantly smaller than her. This on-court struggle, combined with Cardoso's public praise for Reese's rival, allegedly transformed what could have been a simple compliment into a pointed critique of Reese's perceived stagnation, and what some see as a self-centered approach to the game. If you were in Kamilla Cardoso's shoes, a highly touted rookie herself, you'd reportedly be incredibly frustrated with how the offense is looking, with the lack of ball movement, and with the inability to consistently get entry passes into the post, a core part of her game.
I still believe that they're not giving Kamilla enough touches. I think that they give up on her too easily. I think when she seals, they literally can't get her the ball, and it's very confusing to me. And then when they do get her the ball, they throw it at her shin and get pissed at her when she's 6'7". Throw it up there. I mean, she's 6'7". Throw it up there. It just doesn't make sense.
And this frustration allegedly boils over when you see the team seemingly caught in what some observers have called the Angel Reese shoot-miss experiment. It's a perceived pattern of play where the ball often seems to stick with Reese, leading to inefficient shots or turnovers, despite teammates being open or Cardoso herself being in a scoring position in the post. You can see it in the visible reactions of Cardoso on the court, moments where she looks exasperated, waving her arms, or questioning decisions that seem to prioritize individual attempts over team flow and efficiency. The Chicago Sky's 2025 season has reportedly spiraled into chaos with terrifying speed, and the tensions between star forwards Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese allegedly reached a breaking point after their fourth straight loss, this time to the Phoenix Mercury. While Reese recorded a statistically impressive but arguably hollow double-double of 13 points and 15 rebounds in the 94-89 defeat, Cardoso's public remarks about Caitlin Clark's exceptional talent, combined with her increasingly visible frustration directed towards Reese on the court during the game, have reportedly revealed deep fractures and simmering resentment within the locker room and on the bench. This isn't merely a rough start to the season, it's allegedly an outright identity crisis for a franchise that heavily invested in the Reese-Cardoso duo as the foundation upon which to build its future.
Bro, the Mercury did not play well. The Mercury didn't play well at all. Y'all just wasn't good enough to put them away. I don't know what y'all gonna do, bro. I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all are 0-4. Y'all just blew a 15-point lead to a team that wasn't playing well at all. Tyler Marsh, I own a few businesses. If you need some work around the All-Star break, if you need a jobby job, keep the vision. We got you. I got some work for you. You ain't gonna be no decision maker because you ain't gonna be no boss or nothing. But I'll help a brother out because the way this going, oh, you're going to be looking for employment soon, brother.
The team now reportedly faces urgent questions about leadership, cohesion, and whether they can salvage their season amid such palpable internal turmoil and alleged on-court disarray. Angel Reese's supporters often point to her double-doubles as evidence of her impact, but as critics are quick to note, these statistics frequently don't translate to victories for the team, and the WNBA's decision to celebrate them post-game strikes some as tone-deaf given the losses. One moment highlighted by observers was Reese reportedly putting up a baffling shot while looking away from the basket, seemingly flinging the ball up over her head, all while perimeter shooters were open, and Kamilla Cardoso, who reportedly had an incredibly efficient game, was open and calling for the ball under the basket. This kind of play, combined with the mounting losses, has allegedly pushed the tension between the two star rookies to a critical point. The Chicago Sky's 2025 season has reportedly gotten off to a catastrophic 0-4 start, suffering their 4th straight defeat in a nail-biter against the Phoenix Mercury. Watching Cardoso during the game, captured by cameras and highlighted on social media, it was reportedly clear that she was emotionally checked out at times, her body language screaming that she wished she could be anywhere else, perhaps on a winning team with a different dynamic. And honestly, who can blame her? She publicly lauded Caitlin Clark, a player who embodies winning and offensive efficiency, while her teammate Angel Reese allegedly appeared to be lost in a chaotic, unscripted performance, turning fundamental basketball into what one commentator called an unrecognizable interpretive dance of missed shots and poor decisions.
I don't get it. Honestly, I feel so bad for Cardoso because she's being outshined from everything other than basketball, just from the double-doubles and the Clark beef from last year. And Cardoso's really a better basketball player. She just is. And she's not getting the looks that she needs. And I think this duo could work out. I really think it could. But I'm telling you, bro, like, I just feel like Cardoso's going to want to trade soon. She's just too new to be, demanding.
The growing tensions between the two highly drafted stars have reportedly been simmering beneath the surface for weeks, but this latest defeat, coupled with the public comments, only exacerbated the situation and brought the alleged conflict into the open. Reese entered the season with her characteristic confidence and swagger, reportedly expecting to lead the team to greatness and capitalize on her college fame, only to realize that confidence without fundamental team chemistry and consistent, efficient on-court performance is hollow and ineffective at the professional level. Their 0-4 start isn't just bad in a vacuum, it's historically disastrous, reportedly tying the franchise's worst-ever start to a season, exposing deep-seated issues within the team's identity, leadership structure, and alleged on-court execution.
Team, do you know how ass you gotta be? And I'm not blaming no players tonight. Do you know how ass you gotta be to blow a 16-point lead? I don't give a Thompson over there getting buckets. I don't give a Molly over there getting buckets. Get the win. And the reason I said I'm not blaming no players, because this is a very successful night for the two bigs. 16 points, 9 rebounds. She had 4 assists. Angel had a couple assists. You already putting offensive pressure on this team, and the fact they still have to go out there and play defense, which they did. This is a
Meanwhile, Kamilla Cardoso has reportedly been standing on the sidelines during key moments or caught in the midst of the chaos on the court, her visible frustration mounting with each questionable decision or missed opportunity. Looking, as one observer put it, like a master chef watching someone struggle to boil water. The Sky are reportedly facing an urgent need to regroup, establish order, and figure out their team identity before this season spirals even further out of control, potentially losing the goodwill and attention they gained during the draft. But here's where the drama reaches a new level of intrigue and alleged calculated passive aggression. Cardoso didn't just offer a casual compliment to a fellow player, she specifically praised Caitlin Clark, a player who not only represents the league's soaring popularity, but also symbolizes everything Angel Reese aspires to be in terms of on-court offensive impact and widespread mainstream adoration, but arguably has yet to achieve consistently at the professional level. That's not just simple praise from one player to another, it's reportedly a subtle, yet undeniably pointed provocation, a strategic declaration of tension masked cleverly as admiration for excellence found elsewhere.
Man, Chicago has to fix their veteran leadership in the post. They went and got veteran guards, hoping that the guards would mask the problem, but all they did was put a bad makeup job on it. Right now, Chicago fans are going to have to be patient. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, I can't wait till Angel gets out of Chicago. And to a certain extent, I agree. Angel would not be a starter if she went to any other team with a strong post player. Angel is going to be going through a very rough 3 to 4 years of this rookie contract. But Chicago has to make changes.
It's the basketball equivalent of telling your roommate, right after they've had a public meltdown and are crying into a pint of ice cream, that their ex was actually a pretty cool and successful person. The timing and boldness of Cardoso's words, coming amidst the Sky's disastrous start and the public perception struggles, make the moment even more delicious and revealing of the alleged underlying friction. Meanwhile, the chaos in Chicago shows no signs of subsiding. Cardoso, a true basketball talent with a high basketball IQ, clearly understands that intelligence, skill execution, and team flow matter on the court, even if the stat sheet looks good. In stark contrast, Angel Reese appears to be caught in a confusing identity crisis, reportedly trying to prove she's more than just a rebounding machine and defensive presence, struggling to find her offensive game and integrate effectively into a cohesive team structure.
Because I can't really see any reason why somebody would necessarily say that Kamilla Cardoso is wrong with what she's saying, because for me, it's almost as good as being fact what she is saying right now. Let's be real. It's not far off being a literal fact that the best young player in the WNBA is Caitlin Clark. Like, again, Caitlin Clark put up stats that if she put them up in NCAA, she might have won National Player of the Year. And she did it in the freaking dub.
Her attempts at leadership on the court often reportedly come across as frantic and self-focused rather than calm and team-oriented, contributing to the perceived chaos. She's reportedly been moved around the court more times than a pawn in a chaotic chess game, shifting positions, even allegedly handling point guard duties at times. This happened probably because the coaching staff, perhaps in a moment of desperation, thought, what if we let the player who struggles most with shooting and ball handling run the offense? Watching this unfold is reportedly like seeing someone try to fix a complex, leaky faucet with a sledgehammer. They're technically addressing the problem, but they're risking making everything significantly worse and causing more damage in the process. Commentary from observers highlights the visible frustration within the team, pointing out that they still aren't giving Kamilla Cardoso enough touches in the post, the area where she excels. They reportedly give up on trying to get her the ball too easily, or when they do attempt entry passes, they're often poorly executed, thrown low or awkwardly, despite Cardoso being 6'7" and capable of catching passes thrown higher. It's incredibly confusing for analysts watching, wondering why the team isn't leveraging its talent effectively. It just doesn't make sense from a fundamental basketball perspective, adding to the perception of disarray. Head coach Tyler Marsh reportedly approached his new role with the optimism and enthusiasm of a first-time parent, eager to develop Angel Reese into a complete, versatile basketball player who could do more than just rebound and play defense. He reportedly envisioned her as a dynamic, multi-dimensional star, capable of creating space, facilitating plays for others, and leading the team with confidence and efficiency. But the reality of the early season has reportedly been far different and deeply challenging. Instead of blossoming into the versatile, dynamic player Marsh hoped for, Reese has reportedly often struggled with offensive consistency, making questionable decisions with the ball and displaying body language that suggests she's unsure of her role or frustrated with the flow of the game. It's as if Marsh's ambitious plans for her, while well-intentioned, were too unrealistic at this stage, like expecting someone who consistently burns toast to successfully run a 5-star restaurant kitchen without extensive retraining. Marsh's vision of Reese as a multi-dimensional offensive weapon has yet to materialize on the court. Instead, Reese has reportedly become the basketball equivalent of a Swiss Army knife with several broken tools, appearing disorganized, unpredictable, and unreliable on the offensive end. Rather than being the versatile threat Marsh wanted her to be, she seems reportedly caught in a confusing phase, publicly trying to prove she can do more than just rebound, but often falling significantly short in execution. It's reportedly a tough reality check for both coach and player, highlighting how incredibly challenging it can be to turn raw potential and athleticism into consistent, high-level performance and effective team play at the professional level, especially under pressure and spotlight. Watching the Skies games has become a study in frustration, as one observer noted after the loss to Phoenix, where they reportedly blew a 16-point lead. The Mercury weren't even playing particularly well, yet Chicago couldn't close the game out. The commentator sarcastically questioned how a professional team could be that ass to blow such a lead, especially when their key players, like Cardoso, reportedly had successful individual nights statistically. Cardoso put up 16 points and 9 rebounds with 4 assists, while Reese had her double-double with 13 points and 15 rebounds, along with a couple of assists, putting offensive pressure on the opponent. Yet despite these numbers, they couldn't get the win. The funniest and perhaps saddest part of this entire situation for outside observers is reportedly watching Angel Reese's most ardent supporters attempt to spin this catastrophic start and the visible team disarray into something positive. She's learning, she's growing, She's adapting, they reportedly cry online, while Kamilla Cardoso is left on the court or the bench, looking like a woman forced to watch someone try to convince her that water flows uphill, defying basic physics. At some point, critics argue, potential without consistent, efficient production on the court becomes just a participation trophy with impressive numbers. And participation trophies don't win games in a professional league. Cardoso's public endorsement of Caitlin Clark isn't just simple basketball analysis, it's reportedly a masterclass in professional, high-level shade, delivered with pinpoint accuracy. By praising Clark, Cardoso is essentially telling the world, and specifically her struggling teammate, this is what elite, efficient, winning basketball looks like. While Angel Reese, unfortunately, continues to provide a live, nightly demonstration of what it often doesn't look like in terms of offensive execution and team synergy. Observers argue that Cardoso is playing a strategic game of chess, carefully considering her moves and statements, while everyone else, including perhaps Reese, is reportedly playing checkers, focused only on the most immediate, visible plays. And with her recent comments and on-court frustration, Cardoso might just have put Angel Reese's basketball reputation in checkmate, forcing a reckoning. The Sky's 0-4 start has reportedly exposed every weakness this team and its strategy thought they could hide or overcome with raw talent and hype. General Manager Jeff Pagliuca reportedly called the start disappointing, a significant understatement that, for many, is like calling the Titanic's maiden voyage a minor shipping delay. The team brought in experienced veterans like Courtney Vandersloot, Kaya Nurse, and Ariel Atkins, hoping their leadership and stability would help manage the personalities and structure the offense. But even seasoned professionals reportedly can't overcome a teammate who appears to be struggling to integrate into a team concept and allegedly treats fundamental basketball like a personal highlight reel, with disruptive commercial breaks between plays. One commentator lamented that Chicago needed veteran leadership in the post specifically, suggesting the addition of veteran guards wasn't enough. It was like putting bad makeup on a deeper underlying problem in the front court. The sentiment among some fans and analysts is that while patience is needed, Angel Reese might not even be a starter on any other WNBA team with a strong post presence, suggesting her struggles are fundamental. Reese is likely to go through a rough period in her rookie contract as she adjusts. But many believe Chicago needs to make significant changes beyond just hoping for improvement from one player. What makes this situation particularly juicy is that Cardoso's comment about Caitlin Clark reportedly came from a Brazilian interview, indicating she felt comfortable enough to speak honestly and perhaps critically when she thought the American basketball world and the Chicago media spotlight wasn't intensely listening. That's often when you hear the real, unfiltered truth about what's happening behind the scenes or what players truly think. She could have easily named any other promising player in the league or given a diplomatic, generic answer to avoid controversy. But she reportedly chose to highlight the one athlete who most directly embodies everything her teammate Angel Reese is currently perceived to be struggling to achieve: efficiency, winning orientation, fundamental skill execution, and truly elite professional performance. The signs coming out of Chicago are reportedly increasingly clear and worrying for the franchise. Missed shots, blown leads, and visible frustration on the court paint a picture of a team struggling desperately to find its identity and execute a coherent game plan. Head coach Tyler Marsh is reportedly learning, perhaps the hard way, that coaching Angel Reese effectively might be like trying to teach calculus to someone who is still struggling with basic arithmetic. Trying to implement complex strategies with a player who allegedly lacks fundamental basketball IQ or willingness to prioritize team concepts. Kamilla Cardoso, in the meantime, is reportedly realizing that raw talent and athleticism alone cannot fix a stubborn lack of basketball fundamentals, offensive efficiency, and team-first mentality in a teammate. Meanwhile, somewhere in Indiana, Caitlin Clark is reportedly likely watching this very public chaos unfold in Chicago, and quietly, perhaps with a hint of relief, thanking the basketball gods that she ended up on a team that, despite its own early struggles and her injury, appears to understand the fundamental concepts of team chemistry, player utilization, and what it takes to win at the professional level, even if the wins haven't come consistently yet. Because, as one observer bluntly put it, it's incredibly difficult to argue that Kamilla Cardoso is wrong in her assessment. For many, it's almost as good as being fact that the best young player in the WNBA right now is Caitlin Clark. Clark, before her injury, was reportedly putting up stats that, if they were in college, might have won her National Player of the Year again. And she was doing it in the highly competitive professional league. The Sky's season is rapidly turning into a cautionary tale about what happens when potential, hype, and individual branding clash head-on with the harsh realities of professional execution, team chemistry, and fundamental basketball, and reality reportedly wins decisively, often by double digits. Cardoso's praise for Clark isn't just basketball analysis. It's reportedly a subtle, yet deeply pointed public acknowledgement of the significant gap between her teammates' current performance and what true professional excellence looks like on a consistent, winning basis. Allegedly tired of carrying the team's offensive load herself when given the opportunity, and watching her teammates struggle with basic execution and decision-making, Cardoso's comments and visible frustration reportedly reveal a potential breaking point and perhaps even a sense of betrayal from the team's strategy. 4 games into what was supposed to be Chicago's redemption season, rebuilding with 2-star rookies, fans are reportedly witnessing a real-time basketball intervention playing out publicly. Cardoso has reportedly clearly run out of patience with the perceived amateurism and inefficiency, diplomatically but effectively burned her teammates' public basketball reputation with her honest assessment, and sent a clear message to the league, her team, and everyone watching. This isn't the level of basketball she aspires to play or believes is conducive to winning. The real question now is whether the Sky organization can somehow salvage the season, establish order, and build a functional team identity, or if Kamilla Cardoso will eventually seek a trade to a team that reportedly values true basketball talent, efficiency, and a team-first approach over individual statistics and off-court drama. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's time to prove she can be an efficient, winning player at the professional level is reportedly running out. The WNBA doesn't wait for potential to fully materialize. It often moves on or consumes it. Right now, Angel Reese isn't just being outplayed by Caitlin Clark in the public narrative, she's reportedly being exposed by her own team's performance, her own teammates' honesty, and the undeniable frustration brewing within the locker room. What do you think about this whole mess? Drop your opinion in the comments below.